This week I've been spending time with this 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser Heritage Edition. MSRP on this vehicle, as tested, is just over $70,000. So I'm going to be giving you my impressions on what it's been like to live with. So let's start on the outside. We'll examine the exterior features, examine the interior features, and then we'll take it for a spin. Now this new Land Cruiser shares a platform with the upcoming Toyota 4Runner and the already existing Lexus GX, and I believe the new Tacoma and the Tundra. I think this is the TNGA platform. I love the look of the new Land Cruiser. I think it looks beautiful. It's a little bit smaller, well, maybe a lot smaller than previous years. You have LED headlights and fog lights. These fog lights change from amber to white as well. They're made by Rigid Industries. You get a very nice approach angle, 31 or 32 degrees if I remember correctly, and you do get 21 or 22 degrees of rear departure angle as well. You get an independent front suspension and a live axle rear suspension as well. Front disconnecting sway bar, and both axles do lock. On this model you do get 20-inch wheels. Other models you get 18s, but yeah, kind of a street tire here, not very off-road ready unfortunately, but let's face it, the majority owners are going to be just using this on the street. Go ahead and check out the trunk. Do get a power liftgate, which is nice to see. A little bit of a higher load floor since this is a hybrid. This has the iForce Max hybrid powertrain, which we'll get into shortly, but not bad at all. You do get tons of cargo space back here. This is not a third row vehicle. You'll have to step up to the Lexus GX in order to get the third row, but this is very, very nice. You get a little bit of storage under here. You do get a 2400 watt outlet back here as well. This thing can tote 6,000 pounds, which is actually really nice. Rear glass also opens as well. I miss seeing that. I had a 2001 Chevrolet Blazer that did that, and it was just so nice to be able to just come back here and grab something real quick rather than opening the entire hatch. Wish more manufacturers would go back to that. Go ahead and check out the back seat. You do have running boards that run along the side as well. You get very nice leather interior. Not the easiest to get into, and honestly, a big miss here from Toyota is, I believe this is the hybrid battery down here. I have ginormous size 13 feet, and it is extremely hard to get my feet in here. I mean, I can barely move my feet. It's just slammed up against the seat. And, you know, on longer road trips, you know, adjusting your feet is very difficult. So hopefully in like a mid-cycle refresh, they kind of push the battery back a little bit, if that's what this is. That's kind of a huge miss here. And not very comfortable for me. I'm 6 foot. The driver's seat is in my position. I got plenty of headroom and about 2 or 3 inches of leg room. Not too bad at all. Pull down center armrest with a couple cup holders. Rear climate back here. A couple USB-C ports and a 12-volt outlet. Mat pockets as well. It's a quick shot of the dash. Very, very sharp. Do have a sunroof as well. Pretty cool. That foot space is really annoying. I can literally just barely move my feet. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's under the hood real quick. So the only powertrain that's offered in the new Land Cruiser is a 2.4 liter turbocharged hybrid 4-cylinder. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, makes about 326 horsepower and 425 pound-feet of torque. Gets about 23 miles a gallon combined. I've been averaging about 18 to 20, so not as quite as advertised, but very peppy, very torquey, very impressive powertrain here from Toyota. This is a full-time 4-wheel drive system. It does kind of sound like a Ford Focus when you're going down the road a little bit. Take a look at the driver's seat here. You do get heated and ventilated front seats that are super comfortable, power as well. They're also memory. Up front here, you're greeted with a very nice cabin. Everything in here is quality, very, very, very premium. No squeaks, no rattles in this week. Very minimal use of gloss black plastic, which is nice to see, and just overall extremely nice. Do get a digital gauge cluster, 12.3-inch infotainment with a 360 reverse camera. You also get a camera out front that you can use to, you know, see stuff off-road, which is nice to see. Wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. This infotainment works really well. We've seen it in other Toyota products, and you know, we've grown to like it over the past couple of years, which is nice to see. Down here you do get your dual zone climate controls. This does have a heated steering wheel as well. There's your camera view button, so you can kind of see what's going on around you. A couple USB-C ports, actually 3 USB-C ports, your wireless charger, a couple cup holders, and then this does have multi-terrain select. So it's just some drive modes that kind of help the four-wheel drive system and the traction control work in conjunction with each other to give you the best off-road experience. You just press this button and you can twist this knob here to go into deep snow, mud, sand, dirt, you name it, it does it. Pretty cool. Then you can go back into drive mode, like the regular drive modes, and just choose between eco, normal, and sport. We'll just be keeping it in normal for the video, since we will not be doing any off-roading, since I live in the middle of nowhere and have no off-road trails. This does have crawl control as well, if you would ever use that. Down here you do get your controls for the disconnecting front sway bar and the rear locker, which is nice to see. And here is your four-wheel drive selector, so you can put it into low range. Here's your center console that also doubles as a refrigerator. It's actually blowing ice cold air right now, so you can put a couple beverages in there or sandwiches for your camping trip and it will cool it. Over there you get your glove box as well. Auto dimming rear view mirror with home link, and this is also digital as well. Super high resolution. Illuminated visor mirrors. Very, very nice, guys. Over here, there's a few buttons I'd like to talk about real quick. One is the automatic high beams, and this next one is awesome. You can control the color of the fog lights up front, whether it be amber or white, which is nice to see. And you do get your AC 120 volt outlet out back. Integrated trailer brake controller as well, which is cool. I think this is one of the best Toyota products that they put out today. This is also fully made in Japan as well. And honestly, you can really tell. The craftsmanship in here is top notch, and overall, just a well put together vehicle. With all that being said, let's go ahead and take this thing for a spin. And before I do that, please be sure to like the video. It helps me as a smaller creator and pushes the video out to the YouTube algorithm. If you liked it even more than that, please consider subscribing as well. I publish car reviews weekly. Got a cool lineup coming for you soon. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and put our seatbelt on and take this for a spin and floor it. I've driven a lot of new Toyota hybrids, with this gearbox, like with the actual transmission instead of a CVT. And I think this is hands down the smoothest one yet. It's a little bit of a bummer that we lose the V8 in the Land Cruiser, and we don't even have a V6 offered in the Land Cruiser. You have to step up to the Lexus GX for that. This 4-cylinder, though, gets the job done. It's very, very torquey. And I know the old V6 and the 5.7 liter V8 that was in the previous generation Land Cruiser, you really had to wind those engines out to get the power out. This one, no, you don't have to do that. It's pretty much it pretty much has torque everywhere. Kind of sucks. This thing sounds like a Ford Focus. The engine is super loud. It's super raspy. It's not really up to snuff with the $70K price tag. But the performance you get out of it, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a little bit of a trade-off, really. It's a great performer. One thing I noticed right off the bat, just how quiet this interior is. This is a awful road. It's just a gravel road that our county decides to put down because they're too cheap to actually fix the roads correctly. And, it handled it perfectly fine. This one is just a regular road that, any normal person would drive on. And whisper quiet. That speed's above 55, 60, highway speed, 70 miles an hour. There's a little bit of wind noise on the windshield and the roof rack as well. The roof rails, I guess, make a ton of noise, but you can always take those off to solve that. I really love how well balanced this vehicle is. The suspension is so good over bumps. I drove a Jeep Wrangler, which is about the same price as this, and this is just so much nicer to drive. If I was spending $70K, I would much rather have this vehicle than a Jeep Wrangler for sure. It doesn't wander all over the road. It's perfect. It's not like my Ram 1500 that I had that kind of just threw your head around. Now, this being the Heritage Edition, it is one of the higher trims. This has a premium package as well. I kind of want to get my hands on a 1958 edition and see what that one is like, you know, the more base model, and see how it compares. I believe this is the same powertrain as what's in the new Toyota Tacoma, and I know in, I think, the Trail Hunter trim, it has that air, you know, that snorkel on the, you know, the side there, and you know, you can really hear that turbo whistle. This is pretty loud. I can't imagine what that Trail Hunter would be with that snorkel on the side. It'd be super loud, be super fun. Now, handling here is definitely not this vehicle's strong suit, and it's not what it's intended to be anyways. There's a lot of body roll. It's controlled, but you know, this isn't built to handle corners. You're not going to take your Toyota Land Cruiser and take it on the Nürburgring. For what it is, though, it does just fine. This is actually on my list of if I ever get rich and want to waste money on a car, this is exactly what I buy list. I love it. I really do. You do get Toyota Safety Sense 3.0 in this vehicle, which has, you know, lane tracing assist, adaptive cruise control, a whole slew of features, and works extremely nice to engage. Very simple, 2 buttons. Works great. Doesn't bob and, you know, weave in between lanes. It is a hands-on system. It definitely prompts you to keep your hands on the wheel, which is fine. This is, you know, it's what it's designed for, but it works great. You can adjust your following distance here, easily adjust the, you know, cruise control increments here as well. I like it. I've had a lot of issues with Toyota Safety Sense with the lane tracing not working, and this one works extremely well. The transmission is a little bit on the lazy side. It doesn't, you know, necessarily want to kick down for downshifts, but once it does, it's pretty rapid. You're not going to win any drag races with this for sure, but it's good enough for the targeted buyer. Honestly, the torque levels here, you're going to be very impressed with off-road. It's perfect. All right, floored. I forgot to say, this thing also does have Toyota's front cross traffic alert, and I hate it so much. I've said it in my multiple other Toyota videos that I've produced here recently. All it does is it watches for traffic that's going in front of you, and if you're stopped at an intersection, you let off the brake to either even creep up or, you know, maybe time it to where you're going to pull out, not in front of somebody, but just right behind somebody. You know, as they cross, it'll beep at you and annoy the living bejeebies out of you. To turn it off, it's 22 button presses, and it resets every time you start the vehicle. I hate it. I hate it so much. Toyota, you need to make a button that literally turns it off instantly, or, you know, like auto start stop, you know, on other vehicles, or you can just let us turn it off and leave it off, because that's inexcusable. That's annoying. It's going to freak people out. It's going to freak older people out as well. I don't think that's a safety system as well at all. I think it's a distraction, and I think it's going to cause more accidents than it is going to save. So that's my rant on the front cross traffic alert. This vehicle also does come equipped with a 14-speaker JBL sound system that sounds absolutely amazing. So we'll go ahead and test it out real quick. Yes, very, very good. Very, very good. I'd rate this a high B tier, low A tier system. One of the better JBLs that I've tested from Toyota. Plenty of power. Plenty of passing power as well. It's not a slouch. It's not a slouch. Interior's nicely laid out too. Everything's within an arm's reach. You don't have to lean forward to touch the infotainment or anything through here. You can rest your arm here and here. If you're into the trucker arm out the window thing, this is the vehicle for you because it's perfectly positioned for that. Alright guys, I think that will do it for the 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser review. What an excellent vehicle from Toyota. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. And we'll go ahead and see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. What a beautiful looking vehicle.